Hola, and welcome back, Masters and Princesses. I hope you were doing well today. Here we are with Dilemma, the next song on the Conqueror album. It was funny because I was doing some research last night on Dilemma and, well, the Conqueror album in general. And there was some cool stuff that I figured out and general information that I feel like I should have looked for before I dove into the album. But apparently this album was originally supposed to be called Future Conqueror. I kind of like that they just went with Conquer because it says that this is what they are doing. It's not we're doing it later, it's we're doing it now, which I thought was really cool. Anyway, I'm excited to dive into this song because there's other information that I thought was really neat. From what I understand, doing some research on Dilemma, they thought that they needed one more song for the album before it was released, and they were essentially they were going to put the B-side Screaming on the album, but they opted to write a new song instead. So, and this is crazy, it was written 2 weeks prior to the release of the album, which is fast. That's really fast. So I'm excited to dive into this, and apparently it is one of the faster songs on the album. So for it being more of a mid-tempo album, I'm excited to check it out. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Ooh! That bass line. Okay, utilization of triplets. Hey! Dude, okay, so some cool rhythmic things happening in the music. Not only that, some cool stuff happening melodically and harmonically in the music. Dude, there's I love this, okay? And the reason why, actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. Again, you guys are probably gonna be so annoyed with me with the whole lyrics thing. I've been looking up a lot of lyrics lately because, yeah, I've gotten to the point where I know that I like BAND-MAID and I've connected to them on a musical level, but now I kind of want to connect with them on an emotional level and see why their lyrics might reach out to me, and because the music already reaches for me. So the lyrics, there's got to be something for me, right? And with everything that they've written so far, there's been a lot of uplifting lyrics. There's a lot of stuff that kind of keeps the listener feeling like they can keep moving forward in their life. But what's neat about this is how the music kind of highlights the probably the internal thoughts of the song itself, and possibly what Miku thought of when she heard this. Because from what I understand, Konami usually writes the music first, gives it to Miku, and is like, have at it. And in this case, that's what I read. Konami wrote it, and Miku wrote the lyrics. What's cool about this is we have some dissonance, we have some crunchiness in here. And if you know anything about me, I love rhythm, I love bizarre rhythm, I love hemiola, I love syncopation, I love all that. But I also love dissonance. I love crunchy chords. I like things that sound wrong, because in the grand scheme of things, if we didn't have dissonance in music, we wouldn't have tension and release. And music has that a lot, and I love that. It feels like a good workout session, or there's a million other things, but or maybe like a good cup of coffee. Coffee's bitter, right? But it can also, that bitterness can also have a really good sweet flavor behind that bitterness. So anyway, listen for these dissonant chords. Right there, those two moments, da da da, and you can hear it here. Da, there, ooh, ooh. Again. I love that little melodic line. Ba-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da. Also, Misa's bass line in here, if you listen very carefully in the background, is poppin'. It is absolutely poppin'. And then lyrics, we come in with words. Psyche's voice is obviously gorgeous as usual, but there's a cool point where we also have unisons, moving in unison, the guitar and the vocal line. And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. The reason why that, I think I didn't, I already glossed over it. The reason why that dissonance is important is Dilemma's concept. The concept in the lyrics is really cool. Dilemma discusses the fear of, not necessarily fear, but the issue with existing kind of like in the moment and then leaving a certain part of your life behind. Because we think about, I'm sure everyone has experienced this, the moment where you tap into some nostalgia. I noticed on my Discord channel recently, we've been talking a lot about like Choco Tacos, and I mentioned how much I liked Dunkaroos when I was a kid, and they had recently like gone away and they just came back, but they're just not as good. And it's the things like little things like that that remind you of, in those moments, you wish time could stand still, and you like in those moments also, you're kind of in this part of your brain is like, oh, I can't wait to be an adult. I can't wait to grow up. And then you hit that point and you realize, man, I kind of wish that time would have stand still. There's the dilemma. I want to sit in this moment, but I also want to move ahead in my life. That's the dissonance. So anyway, let's keep going. This is cool, dude. And then triplets. Yeah. Love the double time drive. The melodic line in the background. And then halftime feel. Okay. Dissonance. Crunchy. Scrumptious. Look, the only reason why I'm stopping is because I just said, as someone who really loves some kind of syncopation, some kind of offset in the rhythm, BAND-MAID does this really well. They do this every time, and I say it like any time they go to the next verse, they're never going to do the same thing. And most bands pretty much do that. If they don't, it can kind of get kind of repetitive. And this is not a dig at pop music. I'm just saying that most very common pop music tends to stay the same, but it's, you know, it's for the masses, and that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to like normal pop music too. Don't yuck someone's yum. But anyway, I don't know why I'm thinking back to like my little childhood moments, and it's okay. But the syncopation that we hear, we hear the syncopation in the guitar, in the rhythm, the group, right? I like Akane's. I know I shouldn't have stopped. I just liked Akane's. She has that normal beat, but underneath, you can hear the occasional, like, where she adds the double pedal. It's freaking cool. Anyway, just a second behind, and then freaking Andy. I love the melody I'm hearing underneath, and it's not so buried. That's the words I want to say, but that's not exactly the words I want to actually use to describe what I'm hearing, but that's what I'm gonna use right now just for the sake of time. There's that melody ba-da-da-da-da-da-da moving underneath, and I think it is a guitar. I think it is Konami, maybe her actually playing that part in that moment, and if you've ever looked at a musical score of BAND-MAID, sometimes there are 3 guitar parts. There's one layered in there somewhere. So occasionally, sometimes when I'm listening to these recordings, I'm always wondering if there's Miku's part. She's usually always guitar 1 in the score. And then Konami's part is always guitar 2. And then there's guitar 3, which is an extra layer of like creamy goodness that's added to this, musical BAND-MAID cake. But that's the thing that I'm always wondering occasionally when I'm listening to this is like, did we add a third line? Because I hear so much that I'm not exactly sure if there's just the 2 or if there's a third. Also, look, we also added a Kane to this this musical unison here. And what's so cool is the guitars rise with her. So the bass. You can hear the bass line of the guitar going with her. So Konami, maybe Miku? No, I think Miku's doing that at the end. But Konami and Misa are moving with Psyche. And what's cool is the drums are going the opposite direction pitch-wise. So toms are pitched. They have different pitches to them. So you can hear the and it moving down. It's just cool that contrary motion. Is that the right word for that? Dude, I had to teach music theory to little kids the other day, and I literally felt like my brain was going to explode because I was like, oh yeah, let's talk about this appoggiatura here. And then I was like, wait, no, suspension, appoggiatura, suspension. And I felt like I was gonna die. So anyway, listen. That's cool. And then dude, okay, I love that solo. And again, I'm not saying that this song is about like fighting the dilemma between youth and moving on, right? But from what I understand, again, I looked up the lyrics, I read them through, and I try to analyze them as much as possible. And again, it's kind of the natural growth of just going through life. It happens. You reach a certain point in your life where there's constant changing, and then maybe sometimes life feels like it starts to slow down a little bit. I feel like I'm entering that point in my life where things feel like they slow down, yet I want more. I want to strive for more. I want to do more, but there's a lot in my life that I have to take care of before I can move on to those other things. Like, for instance, I would love to start another project, but I feel like between teaching and this project and then Patreon, it would be a little too much right now. We'll have to see. I don't know how much I'm willing to, you know, I don't know how much I can cut out of my life to continue doing something more, but I want more, you know? I know you guys know what I mean. But anyway, the way the guitar solo works, Konami's solo almost makes me feel it's not exact. I'm just saying, but if you listen to the rhythm, you can hear that nanny nanny boo boo, you know, that like ha 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 ha. It's like life laughing at you in the face a little bit, and you're like, well, thanks a lot, you know? So hold on, let's go back and see if you can hear it. And then, yeah, that do da 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 do do da 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 nanny nanny boo nanny nanny boo boo. It sounds in a way like the solo is kind of the little picture of life, kind of not sneering at us a little bit, but kind of like saying, "Hey, you got to grow up, sorry." Or you got to move on to the next thing. You can't stay here. Ugh. But anyway, I just thought it was kind of cool. Ooh. Okay, Misa. Oh, I like that part. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but like, oh, I'm gonna get so much shit for this. Like, they obviously BAND-MAID is like super cool, super awesome, and they're amazing. I just think what drives me crazy is they are very good at their rock music, right? The hard rock. They're really good at it. But they can tap into so many things, and they've proven that with Dilly Dally, okay? They've proven that. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but you can't tell me if you went to a concert and that came on, and yes, it has electronica to it. It feels almost like EDM style. You can't tell me you won't be in the audience like, You can't tell me you won't be. Like, you should be hand in the air, popping like you going crazy. Like, that should be it, right? They have so to me, this is like little pop music moment. I'm like, oh my god. I felt like I was like, am I listening to an idol group right now? And I know I like not I shouldn't say that being an idol group is bad, because idol groups are great too. I really love them too. I really mean it when I say I love all kinds of music. So we shouldn't shame anybody for any of their loves and likes and whatever. But this is proof that they can do a lot of different things, and I love that they always keep changing it up. It's never the same. Because this is gorgeous already by itself. And then and the voice in octaves, like, that is so low, because the fact that Psyche, I think that Psyche's voice layered over itself. If not, if it's, sorry, hiccup, Psyche and Miku layered over each other, whoever is singing, if Miku is singing that bottom line, holy crap. But I think it is Psyche. But that, like, I can't even get that low. Psyche, ma'am, she got range. Girl got range. That is range, because not a lot of girls can sing that low and it sound pretty. to the bass line. I like the movement of the guitar at the end. There's a lot of movement. It's almost 2 up, 1 down, 2 up, 1 down. So it's almost 2 third, 2 third. What is that? I look, it's okay. I don't have to figure it out right now. I can figure it out later. But anyway, dude, I love this album. I think I know Epic Narratives has gone down for me as a favorite album. World Domination is a great album, but I don't know, there's something about Conqueror that resonates with me well, that I just really dig the album. And I think it's just because it's not necessarily exploring new avenues, but they were exploring a little bit of a different feel, timing, and tempo. And even though they still put some songs in here that are still driving, and this is a very driven song. It's moving faster. It's not as medium tempo as the other songs, I would say. So this is a cool song. I think it's funny because I think about all the songs that have ever been suggested to me over the time that I have done reactions with BAND-MAID, and I think it's like this one was never once thrown out to me. And it's kind of surprising because I think this one's really, really good. I'm not calling out anyone else in the BAND-MAID community because it's not my place. I still feel like a baby in the like grand scheme of BAND-MAID community. And I know you guys have been like, you're here, you're with us. You've been in this now for I don't even know how long. But like, dude, like check out the songs that you don't like as much anymore and see if your ear has changed over the years, because you never know. Music is a lot like food too. Sometimes you will find a food that you really disliked when you were a kid and you'll end up liking it a lot later when you're older, and even in your mid age you might like something later. You never know. Give it a shot. Out of fear of talking your ear off more than I already have done in this video, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you guys tell me your thoughts. What are your thoughts on Dilemma? And I again, like I said, this song was never once suggested to me, or at least I don't recall seeing it very often at all. I don't recall seeing it at all in a suggestion to me. I've always seen all the other ones. So I'm curious as to what your thoughts are on Dilemma. And remember, nobody has to, even if you don't like a song as much, that's okay. You're allowed to have your reasonings why. Like, I don't listen to every song on every Ghost album or whatever. There's very few albums that I can listen through to every song all the way through and enjoy them. But for me, Conquer is one of those. I believe I could listen to the entire album one sitting and not like press the next button. So let me know what your thoughts are. What do you feel about the lyrics, the music, the instrumentals, or like my thoughts on how they can handle both pop and rock and EDM and all these things. Like, look, jazz style BAND-MAID, I would dig it. Anyway, I'll shut up. Let me know your thoughts. As usual, before I go, like and subscribe, share as you wish. Discord, Patreon. We'll check out the World Domination Tour version on Patreon. Anyway, I hope you are having a lovely day, and I will see you in the next BAND-MAID Sunday. Peace out.